Hey guys, so I just got done watching I Still Believe. I'm finally getting kind of caught up on the movies that I only have one more to do of the movies that uh, came out at that inconvenient time where right before the movie theaters closed, and I think the only other one I have to see is Emma. But I do, like I said, I have one more to do. But it's like, all right, I'm finally getting almost all caught up on these movies. I still got a shitload to do even after that, but I'm starting to get caught up. So before I get into the movie, I just want to reiterate. Uh, I know a lot of crazy shit's been going on in America right now. If you don't know who I live in America, and it's been a crazy world. And like I said in my review, and I'm going to say this again, reiterate this again. I'm here to talk about movies. I'm not here to talk about what's going on in the current world events. You just turn the TV on or go on the fucking internet for that shit. I'm not here. I'm here to talk about movies. I'm here to have fun talking about movies. So maybe make you laugh for a little bit about my observations about certain movies or just how stupid I am sometimes in my reviews. I'm just here to entertain people, not here to talk about current events. So if you want to hear me give my opinion on certain things, I'm not going to talk about it. Not talk about any of this stuff. So let's talk about I Still Believe. Um, so I said this in my Bloodshot review that I was kind of pissed that I didn't get to see Bloodshot and I Still Believe in theaters. And I explained, but for two different reasons for each movie. With Bloodshot, I mentioned that I had these perks that Regal were offering, where if I saw all these certain amount of movies produced by Sony Pictures, I get digital copies of them, and all I had to see was Bloodshot, and I'd finish up that and finally get that perk. Well, that all got fucked up, so that pretty much went out the window. And with I Still Believe, I don't know if you can see my shirt. What my shirt says here. I bought this shirt literally fucking back in October for the sole reason of being able to wear this shirt, which says "Y'all need Jesus," to any religious movie I go to. I'm not a religious person, and this for me is a joke shirt. If you don't know, and I'm not a religious person. Not saying it's a bad thing if you are a religious person. I'm just not. And I was planning to wear this shirt whenever there was a new religious movie coming out, and there hasn't been a fucking new religious movie that came to my theater since Overcomer, which was in August, and I didn't have this shirt. So I was all excited to finally go see I Still Believe with this shirt on. And then I couldn't. I was so mad. I was like, that was the whole reason I bought this shirt. So I'm still wearing it for my review. All right, there you go. But still, it's not the same. So, anyways, this is a movie that I got a trailer for quite a fucking bit when it, before the movie was supposed to come out. There's tickets on sale for this movie all the way back since September. Not making that up. Like, my movie theater doesn't sell tickets in advance that early for stuff like even fucking Star Wars or Avengers, but I Still Believe, holy shit, we gotta start selling that shit. It's gonna be the biggest blockbuster of all time, and according to my movie theater, they think that's what's gonna happen, and it isn't. But I don't understand that. It really drives me nuts. And like, I was like, what the hell? Like, I was like, this movie when I first saw it, I was like, this movie coming out in a couple months? No, it's coming out in March. I'm like, the hell? And it's like, that was weird. But, it was a movie there, like, I sat there and was like, again, I'm not religious, and I'm sitting there like, it's the new religious propaganda movie, but it doesn't look that bad. From the trailers, I could tell it looked decent. And I can tell it's going to be one of those heavy-handed drama movies that's going to be a tear jerker. But I'm like, And I read up about what the story of the movie was based off of, and and it's from the guys who made I Can Only Imagine, which was probably one of the better religious movies ever that's been made over the last couple of years. So yeah, it was fine. That's the best way I can say about this movie. Best thing I can say about this movie. It was fine. It's not great. It's fine. It's not good. It's not great. It's fine. There are things I could say positively about it. Some things I could say positively about this movie. But there's a lot of stupid shit in this movie too. Yeah, but I thought it was fine. Like, out of the religious movies, one of the biggest positives I can say about this movie, out of all the religious movies I've seen some of the God's Not Dead movies, and how awful that's like the fucking bottom of the barrel. This is not even close to that kind of shit. This is probably one of the better ones. This is a movie that actually has a decent message to it. And I kind of, at least, I can get behind that. If you're going to make a movie that's about religion and about faith and all stuff like that, at least have a decent message and not be fucking trying to force feed it down people's throats like stuff like God's Not Dead does. And this is just, it's a decent little message that, about how faith can help people through horrible situations. And even there are moments towards the end of this movie where people are having real questions that people would really ask about why God does things a certain way. And I was like, yeah, I like that. I thought the acting was fine in this movie. Even when there's things kind of hindering these actors, which I'll get in a minute, I thought the acting was pretty fucking solid. I thought the girl, Britt Robertson, was really fucking good. This was a girl as soon as I saw her in the previews, it's like, I know I've seen her in something. Like, I had to look it up, and I'm like, what have I seen her in? And I'm like, she was in Tomorrowland. I'm like, as a lead girl, and I'm like, you remember that fucking movie, Tomorrowland? I do. I can't tell you what happened in that movie other than that George Clooney was in it. And it was like directed by Brad Bird, and it was so forgettable. It was kind of disappointing, because it was just forgettable. But she's really good in this movie. Her acting, especially towards the last half, and even the guy's acting, was it KJ Apa, or what is his name? I don't even know. I've never seen him in anything. He's another guy that looks familiar, but I don't know. Look and see if I've seen him in anything before. But I thought both their acting was really good. I thought hers especially, as somebody, KJ Apa. That's a weird name. It's a really weird name. What if it? In Riverdale, I've never seen that show. The Hate You Give? He was in The Hate You Give? Huh. Alright, he was in The Hate You Give. I don't know what was he in The Hate You Give? Was he the boyfriend? I don't know. But both of them are really good, and I liked especially towards the last 30 minutes of where you are seeing him doubt God and stuff like that. That was really some effective. That felt real. It actually felt real. It didn't felt like it was forced or written by somebody who doesn't know how people talk, which I'll talk about in a second. But I thought it was really effective, and came from those scenes came from a real place. Where I have problems with this movie is so goddamn cheesy. It is cheesy. It is. You've seen movies like this a million times before. And I've seen this with stuff even I Can Only Imagine. It was reminding me a lot of stuff like I Can Only Imagine. There's elements of that in this movie where it's just some eye-rolling dialogue where people don't talk like normal fucking people. It's of course, there's lines what was the line Gary Sinise said? This is one, he gives his son a guitar when he's going off to college. The kid's going off to college. Gary Sinise tells him, I sing as a hobby, but what you do is a gift. I'm like something stupid like that, like the guy is telling the girl when they first meet, he's like, I just feel like God meant us to meet each other or some shit like that, or like it was our destiny to meet. I'm like there's some dialogue in this movie. What is up with like Christian movies where anytime there's like a love story, if this wasn't a Christian movie, it would become a horror movie. You could probably put it in a horror movie. Like, there's some, like, he's, like, nearly stalking her at some points in this fucking movie. I know it's supposed to be, like, a cute little first love at first sight, but Jesus Christ. It is literally love at first sight, because there's that scene where he sneaks backstage at a concert really fucking easily. That scene, I can pick apart this movie so much, like if I really wanted to, but I don't want to be here for fucking ever talking about this movie. But he goes backstage at a concert, and he just happens to find her in the crowd of like hundreds from people, maybe thousands, at least thousand, probably more than hundreds of people, and he just fixates on her, and he just falls in love with her instantly, of course, because she has her hands raised, like praising Jesus. You know that fucking meme of that woman like with her hands like praise Jesus. I was like, is that where that came from? I was like, there's multiple points where I was like, I swear that girl looks like that meme. But so he falls in love with her, and they're together for the first half of it, but then they're also not, or because she's friends with this guy who's a musician also, who has a crush on her, and she knows that, but she doesn't have the same feelings for him. She's basically friend zoning him. I've been there, done that a million fucking times. And her and Jeremy start fucking dating while this guy still has feelings for her, but she doesn't really want to officially start dating, and because she don't want him to find out, and of course he finds out, and then there's like the third act breakup, like for like half hour into the movie, there's a third act breakup. I was like, well, at least I got that over with pretty fucking quickly. And like a lot of fucking things in this movie is fucking, that storyline is resolved pretty fucking quickly because cancer. Well, I mean, if you know the story going in, I mean, it's not really spoiling it, but she gets cancer but 40 minutes into the movie, and that's what the whole fucking movie's about, so it's not really much of a spoiler. And so they decide to get married, even though they've only been dating like probably maybe a month or 2 months. Like he decides that like God wanted them to be married or some shit like that. Like I said again, like it doesn't come off like normal fucking people, like dialogue. Like these actors are given some shitty ass dialogue and cheesy eye rolling dialogue that no one would fucking say, but they are giving it their all. I'll give them that. Like I said, I'll give it their all. They're giving it their all. Man, I know. There's one observation I want to say that again, if you're religious, I have no problem with you being religious, but I have no problem with being religious. But there's one thing about this movie. I was just like, God is an asshole. Like, God is kind of an asshole in this movie. He's like the villain because, dude, like, I'm gonna get into spoilers here, so fuck it, why not? So, there's like serious scenes in this movie that are like supposed to be emotional and serious, but they're kind of like so ridiculous that like I start laughing. like, at one point in this movie, her cancer spreads all the way to her ovaries, so she has to get a hysterectomy. And she's, obviously don't want to do that because she wants to have kids eventually, even though by this point, like, they're already telling her that it's not looking good. But she is hoping to eventually live and still live. She still has a chance to live, and she don't want it, but, she has to, in order for her life to be saved, she gets the fucking hysterectomy. She needs to get the hysterectomy. And so there's a scene where she's going in for surgery, and he is going, like, to radio stations and asking people to pray for her. And, like, there's a whole thing. There's that scene that you see where she's sitting in the crowd at one of his concerts and ask everybody to pray for her, put their hands on her. I'm like, ugh. Like, dude, stop touching me. I mean, like, stop touching me, dude. There's like, everybody's just touching her. Like, that's fucking creepy. But, so, yeah. Miracle upon miracle. She goes right into surgery, and he's sitting there praying at a church in the fucking hospital. And they come, oh, Jeremy, hurry up. And, like, they go to the doctor, you're like, oh, no, like, she's dead already? You're like, damn, there's, like, still, like, half or about an hour left of this movie, she's already dead? Like, holy shit. No, she's cured. Like, literally, they go to do surgery, and they look and, like, oh, she don't have cancer in her. Let's get out of here. It's like, that's pretty much exactly what and I'm just sitting there like, because I know how the story ends. I'm sitting there like, I wouldn't want to make sure about that. I mean, but the whole point is that they're trying to make that she has got a miracle. It's like, the miracle happened. And I know that's happened before. I've had actually a story where somebody had cancer all over them. They pretty much were supposed to die. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, cancer's gone. Like, I don't know. And they've been cancer free for like she's 90 years old now. And somebody I know. It's fucking crazy. But so I know that's happened. So don't get on me about that. But so then, like, they get married and shit like that. And they're all happy and everything's happy. And then she's got terminal. It comes back and she's only got a week to live. I was like, dude, God's an asshole. It's like, dude, like, so I don't know how that happened. How that happened in real life? But damn, that's damn, like, God's an asshole. I was like, I don't know if I'm the only one who was like watching this. Like, they put this poor. They made this girl think that she had a miracle, and then like, ha ha, they're like, no, you don't, you're dead, you're gonna die. Like, so if she got the hysterectomy, she probably could have lived, maybe. Or maybe would have lived, because by the time they get to it 6 months later, it's spread all over. Like, to which I have questions, like, did the doctors just really irresponsibly not really check and make sure the cancer wasn't there? Or, I don't know. But again, is God just an asshole? Again, I am sorry if you're religious and I'm offending you. Again, if you're religious, you believe in God, I'm going to get struck by lightning, I'm sure by now. But, yeah. I'm sitting there thinking of that. And then, of course, there's like, I was cracking up where there's lines of dialogue where she was talking about how, he tells her, like, oh, we're going to be in the afterlife together. And I'm sitting there thinking, dude, you got remarried. It's like, how does that work? It's like, how does that work? You got remarried. I knew ahead of time that this guy got remarried, so fuck his other wife, I guess. And then they do force her in his other wife into this movie at the end of it, in a moment where I'm like, I bet you that's not how that fucking happened. Again, it's like, this is biopic shit. I'm like, this, I guarantee, did not happen this way, how they met. I guarantee it. It's really dumb. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it is really dumb. Like, It's really dumb, like how he meets his new wife. But I guess they say at the end of the movie that they're both trying to spread his former wife's message, which is kind of weird, but it's kind of sweet, but also weird because like this guy's obsessed. Like, dude, you're still obsessed with your ex-wife, but I can understand it. That was his first wife. That was his first love. Yeah, I can understand that, but I'm not gonna get shit on that. But it's fine. Like I said, it's fine. Gary Sinise, like, I was excited seeing Gary Sinise in this movie. So I love Gary Sinise. He was fine. Like, he was not very much in this movie, but when he was, he's fucking Gary Sinise is one of the most underrated actors I think ever. His performance as Lieutenant Dan doesn't get enough credit, honestly. That is a great fucking performance. People that shit on Forrest Gump in that movie. I love Forrest Gump. That performance is really good. I thought it was better than Tom Hanks's, honestly. Yeah, I really fucking enjoyed it. I thought it was fun to see him, and he's married to Shania Twain, which is funny. But yeah, that's fine. I've spent 20 minutes talking about this movie. How the hell did I spend 20 minutes talking about this movie? I don't know. That's as far as I still believe. It's a decent rental, I guess. If you're religious, I'm sure you'll love it. That's all I have to say. If you're its target demographic, you're gonna love it. I'm sure. Yeah, that's as far as that goes. I think the next movie I'll be doing a review is the remake of Valley Girl. So yay. But until then, I'll talk to you guys later.